treatment. I threw a coat over my night clothes and rushed down here to inspect immediately.
And?
Well, thanks to you and Mr. Spencer, I learned the thieves were diverted.
Yes, we apologize for not holding them for the police.
Still, to my immense relief, the treasures were untouched. The helmet, the sword of Iskandar, the star of Malkuth sapphire.
Yes, everything appears to be in place.
Oh, I'm certain it is. I inventoried the rest of the antiquities before the police finally left.
Mr. Forbes?
Yes?
Another policeman wants to see you.
Another one? I don't understand.
Gentlemen?
I thought the police were finished.
Well, the burglary squad did complete their report last night.
Well, then, what can we do for you, Captain?
Let's just say that when I saw the report this morning, it raised a few questions, and I thought I'd come over here and make my own report.
Well, I'm afraid that I've told your colleagues everything I know.
Then aren't I lucky that Mr. Scorpio is here?
This must be your lucky day.
It better be. Because I expect you to tell me what the hell went on here last night.
Get it.
Holograms, baby.
Three-dimensional pictures.
That's right. Sword and helmet made out of light.
And that's what's in the museum glass cases?
That's exactly right, baby. Courtesy of the tall man. Why else do you think Mel Wilson was in there taking all those photographs and all those measurements?
Yeah, but do these holograms even look real?
As real as the real thing.
That still doesn't answer my question.
Which question?
That sword still belongs to the museum.
They'll get it back.
When?
When I'm through with it. When I'm good and ready to give it back to them.
Now, what kind of answer is that?
You want answers? Okay, fine. Chill out with the question. Chill out, all right? Answer number one. Robert and I were up almost all of last night trying to decide what to do here.
No, why wasn't I involved in that?
Because you were asleep. Besides, we were very keyed up after the heist. We were very angry. You know that maniac is still out there.
Well, isn't it possible that the police have gotten him by now?
The police are not involved in this.
Well, why not?
Because we don't want the cops involved.
But if we still hope to catch Gray and have him take off this hypnotic spell on Laura, why don't we go to the police and get their help?
Just let me ask you one question, all right?
Fine, go ahead. It's all yours.
Gray tried to blow up this ship last night, didn't he?
Absolutely. And if I wouldn't have found this bomb stashed in Laura's Chinese dog and threw it over the side of the ship just in the nick of time, this would have been a goner, let me tell you.
Exactly. A lot of people would have been hurt or maybe killed. Why didn't you call the police?
There's no way I would have called them. We're trying to set up a trap for Gray. I wouldn't want the police interfering.
Exactly. Very good thinking, you see. And that is exactly why we're not calling the cops now. Gray told Robert and I last night during the heist that what he intends to do is take the helmet and the sword out of the country as part of a bigger plan.
But he only has the helmet.
Exactly my point, baby. I got the sword. Now, if we call the cops in, he may panic. He may take that helmet and just take a hike.
Well, obviously we can't let that happen.
Of course we can't let that happen, because if that happens, then he doesn't answer all the questions that I need answered. He may not ever free your sister's mind.
But how are we going to get him not to do it?
That is exactly the big question. You know what? I got the answer. This is the most important piece of cheese you ever saw in your life to catch the biggest rat that ever lived.
Well, now, wait a minute. If this is so important, where are you going with it?
I'm going to go stash it somewhere where it'll be safe, somewhere where only I know where it is. And I want you to stay right here. You understand? Right here.
I'm waiting, Mr. Scorpio.
Robert. Please call me Robert. Bert.
All right, Robert. I'm still waiting, but my patience is wearing thin.
Look, I think before we take this whole matter any further here...
Further? You haven't even started to tell me what you know about last night.
Well, as security consultant for the exhibit here, I feel I have the right to know one thing. And that is, what interest does a theft have for a captain of homicide?
A big interest, if any of my suspicions are correct.
You have suspicions, Captain Ramsey?
Perpetual ailment of the fuzz.
Look, let's do away with the humor. Unless you think it's funny, if there's a link here between this heist and an attempted murder.
Well, I don't quite understand.
Well, that's an occupational hazard of wise guy.
Oh, touché mon capitaine. Now, what are you driving at?
I had a call from one of your guests at the Haunted Star last night.
Complained about the cuisine?
No, the entertainment. The caller was Joe Kelly, and he said he thought that there might have been a bomb on board.
A bomb?
Oh, come on. Let's not fool around. I'm tired of you skirting the issue. Despite the fact that Jackie Templeton threw whatever it was overboard and there was no damage, everybody on that ship could have been killed.
What's this got to do with the break-in?
Conceivably everything. When I read the report this morning about the heist and found out that you and Luke were involved, it didn't take a master's degree to add 1 and 1 and come up with 2, the two of you. Because, I think there's a definite connection.
Well, actually, Captain Ramsey, I do have a master's degree, and I'm not following any of this.
Well, then maybe Robert here will enlighten us. All right? Was that bomb a diversion? Or was it meant to get you and Luke out of the way? You've got a choice, Robert. Pick one of them. But don't try to deny it. Well?
Now, mind you, I'm not denying anything.
On the other hand, you're not admitting to anything either.
I just don't know anything about this bomb, or so-called bomb.
Gentlemen, please. Now, this is the first I have heard of what could be a grave danger to the museum. Now, was it a bomb or wasn't it?
Whatever it was, it has nothing to do with the museum.
Can you assure me of that?
Yeah, I'd like an explanation of that, too.
It's all very simple.
Oh?
The captain here's just made a mistake.
What?
This is personal business between the captain and me. We don't want to upset the museum with possible shenanigans that happened on board the boat.
Oh, shenanigans, that's right. Have it your way.
I will. So if you'll excuse us, Mr. Forbes, we'll take our private business.
Oh, before you go, Mr. Scorpio.
Yes?
There's a change I'm instituting before the morning crowds arrive.
More ropes to cordon off curiosity seekers.
No, I'm taking it a step further than that. As a safeguard, I'm removing the object of the attempted heist. Now, even the ambassador agrees. Now, the exhibit's most valuable object must be shipped back to Malkuth immediately. In fact, he's stopping by later to personally supervise the packaging.
Now, look, Mr. Forbes...
Guard. Now, I know that you and Captain Ramsey are in a hurry, but this won't take long.
That isn't the point here.
Then what is? Guard, would you please turn off the security alarm and then unfasten this case, please?
Now, wait a minute. Now, look, there's no need to be so overreactionary here. After all, my security measures did foil the first attempt.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Scorpio. I can no longer be responsible for the sapphire.
The sapphire?
Yes. It must be returned immediately.
Of course. Well, you were saying, Captain.
No. You were saying that we should talk by ourselves. This is something else, isn't it?
To be turned on by sapphires.
Men have been killed for less. Is that what David Gray was looking for?
What makes you think he's involved in this?
Oh, come on. Who else were you and Luke chasing the last couple of months?
And for good reason, but that doesn't necessarily make him a suspect in this case.
Oh, I have some other clues. Coming over to the museum, I passed David Gray's antique shop. I saw a sign in the window saying going out of business.
So he's closing up his shop.
And going out of town for good, so the woman who works for him says.
Reliable source if ever there was one.
Wait a minute, Scorpio. What is this? Why are you playing this game with me?
What game?
It's a dangerous game, and I don't like it at all. Now, if David Gray is involved in this heist and did try to blow up the Haunted Star, why don't you let the police go after him?
Well, because you're all wrong.
Well, I am still standing here waiting for an explanation.
All right. Let's go back to the boat. Maybe Luke can help straighten this out.